Welcome to the online classes conducted by the DUO Nalgonda. I am Vijayender, TS Model School, Kanagal. In last class, we have seen the reflection of light at curved surfaces. Here, that is the reflection takes place on the curved mirrors. Curved mirror is a opaque surface. One is reflecting surface, other side is non-reflecting surface. Now, we see what is the behavior of the light when it is traveling through the transparent medium. In particular, we are going to see the refraction of light at curved surfaces, that means spherical surface. In 9th class, we have seen that reflection of light at plane surfaces. To see the refraction of light at curved surfaces, now we are going to do the small activity regarding to the refraction of light at curved surfaces. Now we will see what are the materials required to do the regarding the refraction of light. This is the glass tumbler. This is the white paper having the arrow marks from left to right. Now place the arrow mark near here. You can see that the image is smaller or diminished. The direction of the arrow mark is same. Now take the water and pour in the glass tumbler. Now place the arrow mark. We can see that the direction of the arrow mark has changed from left to right side. Here light without water, the direction of the arrow mark is same. When we pour the water, the direction of the arrow mark has changed from left to right. Now this is the lemon. Now see the size of a lemon. It is the actual size. When we place it in the glass tumbler which is having the water, we can see that the size of the lemon is bigger than the actual size. And if we see the top, also we can observe little bit bigger or same size. But when we see this lemon, this curved through the curved surface, it can observe as bigger, this one. Now take this is the straight stick. If you place the straight stick in water vessel, we can see that the stick is somewhat bent upward direction. We can observe when we place the stick in the water vessel, the stick is appeared bending upward direction. Now why the direction of the arrow mark has changed, and why this stick has appeared bent, and third one, why the lemon appeared in water vessel as bigger. Why? Because here in all these cases, these all are the transfer medium. We have the answer in this chapter, that is refraction of light at curved surfaces. We can observe that this is the curved surface. When the light passes here, we have this is the air. Light ray is traveling through air to glass vessel, then to water to glass vessel. That means medium is changing and light is traveling through the different media, air, glass, water, and glass. Here this is the transparent medium. When the light ray is traveling from one medium to another medium, its direction is changing. So this phenomena of when the light ray traveling through the transparent media, its direction is changing, or when the light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, its direction is changing. This phenomena is called refraction of light. In this chapter, we are going to see the refraction of light. Refraction of light. Refraction of light means when the light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, its direction is changing due to, and also its velocity also changing. This phenomena is called refraction of light. In 9th class, we have refraction of light at plane surfaces. Now, once again we recall the 9th class, refraction of light at plane surfaces. Take this is the air and this is the water. Light ray traveling from air to water. This is the incident light ray. It is incidenting at point M, and somewhat the light is reflecting back. Now we can draw the normal at the point of incidence. Light ray has to travel like this, but here medium has changed, that is air to normal, air to water. So the direction of the light ray is changing. So its direction is changing like this. Light ray has to travel like this, but due to the change of medium, light ray direction has changed. So this refraction of light is taken place. Here this is the incident ray, this is the refracted ray, and the angle between the incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence, angle I. Angle between the refracted ray, this is the refracted ray, and normal, this is the incident ray. Incident ray. The angle between the refracted ray and normal is called angle of refraction, denoted by the angle R. Angle R. Here, when the light ray traveling from air to water, this refractor bent towards the normal. Here, the velocity of the light is highest in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And it is also nearly the velocity of the light is nearly taken 3 into 10 power 8. So here, but when the light traveling in the water, its velocity is decreasing. When compared to the velocity of the light in water, the velocity of the light in air is more. So this medium in velocity of the light is more is called rarer medium. Rarer medium. Velocity of the light is more. When here in water, velocity of the light is lesser than the velocity of the air. So water is called denser medium. Denser medium. Here light ray traveling from air to water, that means light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. When the light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, this refracted ray is bends towards normal. So here angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. Means when the light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, then refracted ray bends towards normal and angle of refraction is less than angle of incident, or angle of incident is greater than angle of refraction. Now, when the light ray traveling from, we will see the next case. When the light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, in this case angle of R is less than angle I. This is the line which separating the two media. This is the water, that means denser medium. This is the air rarer medium. When light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, how the refracted ray is behaving. Here when the light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, refracted ray bends toward the normal. Now this is the normal, incident ray, this is the light ray has to travel like this, but medium has changed water to air. So this is the refracted ray. Refracted ray when here bends, refracted ray, this is the normal, refracted ray bends away from the normal. Here light ray traveled from denser medium to rarer medium, then the refracted ray moves away from the normal. This is the angle between the normal and refracted ray is called angle of refraction. Angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incident. Here angle of refraction R is greater than angle of incident angle I. So we can conclude that when the light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, its direction is changing. And when the light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, refracted ray bends toward the normal and the angle of refraction angle R is less than angle I. Here when the light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, then refracted ray bends away from the normal and the angle of refraction angle R is greater than angle I. In this both cases, in which media angle is more, light ray which media making more angle, that means here in rarer medium angle of refraction is in rarer medium. In this case here angle of incident is more, so it is in rarer medium. We can simply say that angle made by the light ray in rarer medium is more than the angle made by the light ray in denser medium, or simply the angle in rarer medium is more than the angle in the denser medium. Now how this refraction of light at curved surface is taking places. Why the light ray is changing its direction when it is traveling from one medium to another medium? We have the refractive indexes. Refractive index is the refractive index denoted by the n. Refractive index n is nothing but the velocity of light in in vacuum denoted with c by velocity of light in a media. Light in a media V is called refractive index. Is the ratio of the velocity of light in vacuum and the velocity of light in media is called refractive index. Refractive index is different for different material. For glass, the refractive index is different. For water, refractive index is different, and air also different refractive index. This refractive index of the medium it changes. So the behavior of the light ray is also changes in that medium, and refractive index of the medium denoted with n. Refraction through the curved surfaces. We have seen that in this experiment. Here we have the curved surfaces. Light is traveling through the curved surfaces. Water is the denser medium, air is the rarer medium. Here this is the water, denser medium. Denser medium. This is the air, is rarer medium. In rarer medium, velocity of light is less than the velocity of light in denser medium. Velocity of the light in denser medium is less, velocity is less. In rarer medium, velocity of the light is more. When the light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, how it is behaving? Take this light ray. This spherical surface is the part of the sphere. This geometrical midpoint is called pole or optic center, and this center of the sphere from which this spherical surface is a part is called center of curvature. The line passing through the pole P and center of curvature C is called principal axis. Principal axis. Here, velocity of light in rarer medium is more than the velocity of light in denser medium. Here, a light ray is traveling parallel to the principal axis and incidenting on the convex surface. How it is passing? All incident light rays are parallel to the principal axis. Now we can draw the normal. Normal is simply a line passing from center to point of incidence. This is the normal. Just we draw a line from center to point of incidence, that will give the normal. And if the incident light ray is appeared passing through the center of curvature, this is pole P, center of curvature. This is the denser medium. Center of curvature. Here light ray is appeared passing through the center of curvature, then that means normal. This refractor is undeviated, means its direction do not change. Here also incident ray is traveling to the principal axis or normal or center of curvature, then the refractor ray is undeviated. And this is, take the another case. here curved surface, and this is the denser medium, this is rarer medium, pole, center of curvature, line passing through pole and center of curvature is principal axis. Principal axis. Now, incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and incidenting on the convex surface. It is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. Now, we have drawn the normal. After refraction, it is bending toward the normal. Case 1. Now, in case 2, case 1, figure 1, case 2, this is the pole, center of curvature, principal axis. Here in case 2, light ray is traveling from denser medium. This is the denser medium, this is rarer medium, and it is parallel to the principal axis, striking at a convex surface. After refraction, it is bending away from the normal. This is refracted ray, incident ray. Here light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium, striking at a convex surface. After refraction, it is bending toward the normal. Here light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium and striking at a convex surface. After refraction, it is bending away from the normal. In case 3, this is figure 2. Figure 3, that is light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium and in striking at a concave surface. Pole, center, this is denser medium, this is rarer medium. Light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. It is the point of incidence. This is the normal, denser to rarer medium. So, after refraction, it is bending away from the normal. Light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, striking at concave surface. After refraction, refracted ray is bending away from the normal. This is figure 3 or case 3. In figure 4, light ray traveling from rarer medium to denser medium. This is the denser medium. Pole P, center C, principal axis. Light ray is parallel to the principal axis, traveling to the principal axis, parallel to the and incidenting at a concave surface. After refraction, it is bending toward the here light ray traveling from, this is rarer medium, this is denser medium. It is traveling toward the normal. This is fourth case. In case 1, light ray is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium and it is passing through the center of curvature or normal. It is undeviated even though it is passing through the principal axis. In case 1, light ray travelling from rarer medium to denser medium. After refraction, it is refracted ray bends toward the normal. In figure 4 also, figure 1 and figure 4, light ray travelling from rarer medium to denser medium. After refraction, refracted bends toward the normal. Here incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and striking on concave surface, travelling through the rarer medium to denser medium. Here light ray is travelling from rarer medium to denser medium, striking at convex surface. Here even though the striking surfaces are different, concave or convex, but refracted ray bends toward the normal. That means when the light ray travelling from rarer medium to denser medium, refracted ray bends toward the normal from figure 1 and 4. In figure 2 and 3, light rays, incident light rays travelling from denser medium to rarer medium and refracted rays are bending away from the normal. So, from figure 2 and 3, when the light ray travelling from denser medium to rarer medium, refracted rays bends away from the normal. This is the refraction through the curved surfaces. In this case, this figure 2 and 4, if this extend this refracted rays, here incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. If we extend this refracted ray back side, they are intersecting at a point on the principal axis. This point is called focal point. Focal point. When the light ray travelling from denser medium to rarer medium, after refraction, if we extend to the back side, the refracted ray is intersecting at a point on the principal axis. That point, intersection point, is called focal point. Why the light ray behaves differently in different media? Because the here denser medium or water, it has the one different refractive indexes. Refractive index of the water is different from the refractive index of the water and air. So, different materials have the different refractive indexes. Due to this reason, the light ray behaving differently in different media. Now, we see the relation between the radius of curvature and refractive index of the two different medias, or curved surface formula. Let us consider the curved surface. This is pole of the curved surface, this is center of curvature, this is the principal axis, this is the denser media, here object O is on the principal axis of this curved surface. Take the refractive index of this air where the object is there, that is N1, and a light ray travelling from the object O is striking at this point A. Draw this is normal N. The incident ray making the angle with the principal axis is alpha, and it is refracting and image is forming at this is I is the image, and this normal making with the principal axis, angle made by the normal at principal axis is beta, and this refracted ray is making angle gamma with principal axis. Alpha, beta, gamma are the angles, and refractive index of this second media is N2, and radius of curvature of this curved surface R. Now, we have the distance between pole P and object U is called object distance U. The distance between pole and center of curvature is called radius of curvature. The distance between pole and image is called image distance V. Then we have the relation between refractive indexes and radius of curvature, object distance u and image distance, that is n2 by v minus n1 by u is equal to n2 minus n1 by r is the relation between refractive indexes and object distance, image distance and radius of the curved surface. This is called the curved surface formula. Here n1 refractive index of first media, n2 refractive index of second media. Here u is object distance, v is image distance, and r is the radius of curvature. This is the curved surface formula. n2 by v minus n1 by u is equal to n2 minus n1 by r. For plane surfaces, this radius of curvature becomes infinite. For plane surface, this radius of curvature is equal to infinity. That means 1 by r it becomes 0. So in right side part we get 0. That is plane surface formula is n2 by v minus n1 by u is equal to 0, because for plane surface radius of curvature is infinite. This 1 by r terms becomes 0. So right term is 0. We have the formula n2 by v minus n1 by u is equal to 0 is the plane surface formula. From this we can have n2 by v is equal to n1 by u. This is the plane surface formula. In last chapter we have seen that reflection of light at a curved surfaces. Now what are the difference between the mirror and lenses? Here we have the mirror, here is the lenses. This is the mirror. This is one reflecting surface, outside is coated part. This is the opaque surface, opaque body. When the light is fall on it, it is reflecting back. It cannot pass through this body. Whereas when the light, this is the lens is having two reflecting surfaces, or it is a transparent media. When the light traveling to the lens, it is bending. In light, refraction of light takes place, but in media, reflection of light takes place. Here main difference is this lens is a transparent media which is having the two surfaces. In these two surfaces, at least one surface must be a spherical surface. Means one may be plane surfaces, but at least in two surfaces one must be plane surfaces. So here lens is a transparent media which is having the at least one spherical surfaces. So on the surface of the lenses can be divided into different types. Lens. Here a lens may have one side plane surface, other side this convex surface. This type of lens is called plano-convex lens. Plano-convex lens. A lens whose which is having the one plane surface, another is convex surface, is called plano convex lens. And lens may have, one is plane surface, another is concave surface. This is plane, first one surface is plane surface, second surface is convex surface. This type of lens is called plano concave surface. Plano concave lens, sorry. Plano concave lens having the one plane surface and other side is concave lens, concave surface, that is called plano concave lens. And it may have inner part is concave, outer surface is convex. This type of lens is called, this is concave, this is convex. These two surfaces, one is concave, another is convex surfaces. This type of lens is called concave convex lens. Concave convex lens. Next, another lens may have both the surfaces are convex surfaces. Both the surfaces are convex surface. This type of lens is called double convex lens or convex lens. Convex lens or double convex lens. Double convex lens. No need to write. Convex lens or double convex lens, which is having the both surfaces are in convex shape. This is the convex lens. This convex lens or double convex lens are also known as the converging lens. Or converging lens. Converging lens. This convex lens can be denoted by one thin convex lens. Our thinner part is shown by the small vertical line. This arrow mark, upper arrow mark is downward. This is the convex lens. We can denote the convex lens like this also by showing the vertical lines and two arrow marks up and down. These arrow marks are here upward direction and downward direction. This is next. Another lens, it may have both the surfaces are concave surfaces. Both the surfaces are concave surfaces. This type of lens both the surfaces are concave surface. This type of lens is called concave lens. Concave lens or double concave lens. Concave or double concave lens, or simply this is diverging lens. Concave lens or diverging lens. Diverging lens. This diverging lens can be also denoted by inverted arrow marks. This arrow marks is the vertical line and this arrow marks is inside. Here arrow marks are outside for denoting the convex lens. These are the types of lenses. Here lens is a transparent media which is having at least one spherical surface. If the lens have one plane surface and one convex surface, that is called plano-convex lens. If the lens have one plane surface, concave surface, that is called plano-concave lens. If one surface is concave, other surface is convex, that is called concave-convex lens. If the both surfaces are convex, then the lens is called convex lens or double convex lens or converging lens. This convex lens can be denoted by drawing a vertical line and outward arrow marks. This is the arrow mark here. This, if the both surfaces are concave surface, then the lens is called concave lens. These are double concave lens or diverging lens. Mainly we see about the convex lens and concave lens. This is the convex lens. Here both the surfaces are convex in shape. This is the concave lens. Here both the surfaces are concave in shape. Terms related to the lenses. Here lens convex or concave. Here especially we discuss about the convex and concave lenses. These two lenses are lenses made from the sphere. So this is the convex lens, and this is the one convex surface, another is the convex surface. These two are made from the two spheres. So this center of the sphere from which the lens surface is a part is called center of curvature. Center of curvature. Here two surfaces are spherical, so it is having the two center of curvatures, C1 and C2. And we can draw the normal, that is the line drawn from center to any point on the this curved point on the sphere is called normal. And this point, geometrical midpoint of the lens is called pole or center of curvature, pole or optic center, pole P, or we can say optic center, optic center. This is center of curvature, center of curvature. So the line passing through the center of curvature, two center of curvature C1, C2 is called principal axis, principal axis. And the radius of the sphere is called radius of curvature, radius of curvature. Here we have the two spheres, so it has the two radius of curvature, R1 and R2, R1, R2, radius of curvature. These are the terms related to the lenses. Same have the, except here in mirror we have only one center of curvature because it has only one surface. In lens we have two center of curvatures, two radius of curvatures, and also two focuses. Here to draw the focal length of the lens and focus of the lens. Focus and focal length of the lenses. Focus and focal length of the lens. Here take the convex lens. This is the optic center P. It has one center of curvature C1, another right side is another center of C2. Line passing through the two centers is called principal axis. Principal axis. Here, see here. If the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, This is the refractor rays. This is the incident ray. This is the refractor ray, incident ray, refractor ray. These refractor rays here, all incident rays are parallel to the principal axis of the this is the convex lens. These incident rays are parallel to the principal axis of convex lens. Then refractor rays are converging at a point. This point is called focus. Focus. The distance between optic center and focus is called focal length. This focus is denoted with F1. In right side also we have the another focus, that is F2. This is the focus and focal length of the convex lens. The distance between optic center and focus F1 is called focal length small f1. The distance between optic center and focus F2 is called focal length F2. This is the convex lens. We have the here we can draw the another way. For convex lens we can denote with like this arrow marks. This is the incident ray, optic center. This is C2, C1. Incident ray, refracted ray. This is the incident ray, this is the refracted ray. Incident ray, refracted. All refracted rays are converging at this point. This is called focus F1. This converging points of the refracted rays on the convex lens is called focus F1. If the light rays coming from right to left, we have the another focus, that is F2. The distance between optic center O and focus F is called focal length F1, here F2. So a lens having two center of curvatures, two focuses. In this way we can convex lens. For concave lens also we can draw the ray diagram. For concave lens, two surfaces are in concave in shape. This is the optic center O. This is the principal axis, center of curvature C1, C2. Here incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, then refracted ray is appear diverging. This is the incident ray, refracted ray. Incident ray, refracted ray, incident ray, refracted ray. If we extend the all refracted rays back side, these refracted rays are appeared diverging from a point. This point is called focus. This is F1. Here incident rays are coming from left to right. So here one focus is. If the incident rays are coming from right to left, here also we have the another focus is F2. Or in symbolic, this is the concave lens, optic center, center of curvature C1, here center of curvature C2. Incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, this is the refracted ray. Incident ray, refracted ray. Incident ray, refracted ray. Incident ray, refracted ray. These incident rays are parallel to the principal axis. If we extended these refracted rays backside, these refracted rays appeared diverging at this point. This point is called focus F1. In another side we have the another focus F2. These are the focus and focal length of the convex lens and concave lens. Here the distance between optic center and focus is called focal length F1, here F2. These are the term focus and focal length of the lenses. Okay, thank you.